Hello and welcome back to the Spider's Web, and it's our first turn in our gameplay of Forbidden Desert. Not played this before, so just bear with me. Just like Forbidden Island, I'm playing this for the first time on camera, so fingers crossed I don't make any big mistakes. If you see any mistakes that I'd miss, please let me know. But I'm going, as I said in the previous video, I'm going to do this as one step. I'm going to do this as one game. I'm not going to be doing a turn, well, a round of each and then stopping, uploading it. That I'm just going to split the video. But at least, if you let me know if you spot any mistakes, I can. It can be credited then. Well, not credited, it could be acknowledged that mistakes have been made and we can learn from that. Okay, so I'm going down the list now. We've got the Explorer, Navigator, Climber, Archaeologist and Water Carrier. So first off, we've got the Explorer. I think what the Explorer is going to do is for one action he's going to clear that off. For another action he's going to clear that off, and for a third action he's going to clear that off. His fourth action is going to turn that over and claim a piece of equipment, as we have the appropriate symbol on the bottom of the tile, and we have the terrascope, peek under any unexcavated tile. Okay, now I could now use this if I wanted to find out which one of these is water and which is oh dear, which is the Mirage, but I'm going to keep on with it for the time being. So that's the Explorer's turn done. Now we draw the appropriate number of cards. So first off we have that one. And that means this tile moves up one, like so. And because it's moved, we put one of those on it. The next tile is that one. And this means that that tile and that tile moves across. This tile gets one of those on, and this tile gets one of those on. Okay, so that's the end now of the Explorer's turn. Now it's the Navigator. Now the Navigator can move another player up to 3 unblocked tiles per action. Okay, seeing as it's the Climber's turn next, we're going to move the climber, or I'm going to move. In fact, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to move the Archaeologist. I can't. I've got to use the. You can. 1, 2, 3. I can move the Archaeologist to there as part of an action. I could as well move another character for my second action. I think the way it says on there, move another player up to 3 unblocked tiles per action, which means I could be, according to theory, just not move at all and just move different people around. And that might be not a bad idea, to be honest, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'll move 1, 2, and she gets a piece of equipment, which is the jetpack. Move to any unblocked tile. One other pawn on your starting tile may come along for the ride. There you go. Can I do anything more? I don't think so. So I'm not going to do anything at all now. So we draw our 2 cards here, and the first card we draw up is that one, which means that that tile moves down and gains one of those tiles. And we can start these as high as, you know, just because there's one on top it doesn't mean to say I can't stack anymore. And the second tile is that one. That would mean that this tile here that doesn't exist and that tile there that doesn't exist moves across. Because there's no tiles there, that means that I don't do anything, so we've got a bit of a respite there. That's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is with my mountaineer, climber rather, I'm going to go 1, 2, turn it over, that's 1, I've moved that for 1, moved over 2, turn it over for 3. Now this tells me that there is a piece of equipment which will be the engine on the column that this is found on. So this could move about. This could still move about up there, which means the engine will be on that column, but at the moment the engine is on in that column. When you get another one which points that way, it will show you which column and which row that the engine on, and where they intersect, that's where you find the engine piece. As far as I can gather, it's simple. Okay, so I've removed that one for 1, moved 2, excavated for 3, I'll move that for 4. Okay, so now it's time for nasty turn, and the first card we get is Storm Picks Up rather. So that means that we use this to move that up, oops, just like that. So now next turn we draw 3 cards. The second card we drew is that one, and again nothing happens because the space is to the edge and there's no cards there, no tiles there to move. Belting. Okay, so that's a climber's turn. He doesn't get any equipment. I could have taken another character with me on that. I forgot about that bit, but never mind. Okay, the archaeologist now. And the archaeologist is going to go for 1 movement there, 1 thing there, 1 action, that was the word I was looking for. For my second action I'm going to excavate here. Now on here you will see there are 2 icons at the bottom. This means piece of equipment, this means it's a tunnel. So when we get the sun beats down card from here, whoever's in the tunnel space is safe, they don't lose any water. Okay, so we've had removal of 1 of those for 1 turn, excavation for 2 turn, removal of those 2 for 1 turn, and I will move that for my 4th turn. I forgot to draw a piece of equipment, and they've got the Dune Blaster. Remove all sand from your tile or from an adjacent tile. Now the Explorer can use that diagonally, everybody else has to use it on the adjacent tile. Diagonals aren't classed as adjacent. Okay, finally we have the water carrier. And the water carrier is just going to go 1, 2, 3 and 4. She gets a piece of equipment for landing on that card, and she gets a secret water reserve. All players on your tile receive 2 water. That's good. Not necessarily the best card for the water carrier, because she can do that anyway. Okay, so now it's... Hang on a second, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I didn't pick up any cards for the archaeologist, I'm sorry about that. Hang on a second. I'm going to retrace my steps. I was there. There, and I'll put that back on top of the thingy deck. I'm going to 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take the cards here, and we have that one, which means that, well, it's a good job I did do that, because that tile moves and gains a sand dune. The next one we get is that one, which means that card moves up, and that one also gets a sand dune. And finally we get that one, which means that that card moves, but as I said before, because there's no cards on the edge, only that card moves, so that was okay. Let's try again, shall we, with the water carrier. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. In fact, no, she's not. She's going to go 1, 2. I'm going to take that one off for 3 and excavate for 4. And she gets the piece of equipment, and it's the water thing that you had a look at earlier, which I put back on. Okay, now she draws the 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look what she's picked. She's picked... Ooh, the tile moves down and gains one of those. Next, these 2 tiles move down and each gain one of those. And finally, that tile moves back up again and gains another one of those. Okay, so nothing really disastrous has gone wrong here. That was our first turn.